Hey, Eric.
Hey, John, how's it going?
Oh,
A little bit of a rough start tonight.
I don't understand why FaceTime and Audio Hijack don't want to play nice.
Well, I've had this issue for a while, and we've reported it, and they couldn't find the problem. And now I know it's not just me though, because it happened to you too.
Yes.
So, oh well,
Yep. Yeah. And
it's probably an Apple update that caused the problem, though. If we're being honest.
no comment. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
All right.
So
Well, how was your weekend?
I was trying to think, like, what did I do this weekend? The weather was decent, especially Saturday. So
Mm-hmm.
I had a great Saturday afternoon. Like, I mean, I literally sat on the mower for like 3 hours or something like that. But the whole place looks awesome.
Nice.
And I was listening to a book and it was out
Of
in the
course.
sun and it was great. And so I
Mm.
feel like I got some vitamin D. That was cool. And then so we had like a charity auction on Saturday night that we attended, which was
Right.
just it
Okay.
was just
Okay.
fun. It was for the school that my kids used to go to, and that what my wife now teaches at.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was fun. You know, we have some really good friends that we for the last I don't even know how many years we basically sat at the same table. And you know, years and years ago we were the new people. Now we're like the old codgers that you know. But not really.
Right.
But anyway, so that was fun, and and
Okay.
I won.
Yeah. Yeah.
I won. This is interesting to nobody or for two people, but
Mm.
Toto, Men at Work, and Christopher Cross are coming to Ridgefield Amphitheater, and I won
Nice.
tickets. I was like, I'll pay. I think it was like $70 or something like that. I'm like, I will pay $70 for a couple
Right.
tickets, and I don't know. Like that place has like general admission, so I mean, I don't know what it'll be, but anyway, that'll be fun,
Hey, you never can be upset with a rendition of Africa.
right? Right, and
Yeah.
sailing. I mean, I don't know what else, and um, so and I mean, Men at Work has got a bunch of songs.
Down, yeah, down under, and that's where I learned what Vegemite was. So
Absolutely. Which have you
educational.
ever tried it? You have.
No, I have been warned against trying it by Australians.
There was a friend at work that thought it would be more amusing for me to try it than to warn me off it. And it was
I
more
think I
amusing for
remember
him.
that.
Yes. Yes. um, but yeah,
Uh
yeah, it's okay. So the other fun thing that we won um,
huh.
is a eighth grade work party. so so basically they're like
Uh,
10 at least 10 of the eighth graders and two chaperones will come and weed and do whatever you want in your garden for 4 hours. And I'm like, oh, that's totally worthwhile. I could totally put people to work
okay.
for 10 hours. And I don't know. I assume we'll have like a pizza party or something like that. So,
Sure. Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
but anyway, so I did bid on the last year we won 10 yards of rock from a gravel
Mm-hmm.
quarry, and that was awesome. Unfortunately, it's gone, but I lost on that. Somebody outbid me on the rock, which
Was the bid higher than if you just called up the rock
it
quarry and
totally
said, "I
was.
want
It
10"?
totally was, and which I mean,
There
whatever.
was an
We're
over under
donating
there.
money,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but
Exactly.
but yeah, I was like, I'll just call up the quarry. Anyway, but that was fun. It was cool.
Okay.
Other
Cool.
big news in the bee world, the bee averse. I went out and
Ah.
checked my hive because the hive
And
that survived is the hive that I caught the swarm last year. Remember, so they clearly
right.
have swarm tendencies, and I saw swarm cells in the hive.
Uh
So I
oh.
so I split it. So now I have two.
Two that are going to swarm, or is splitting it a
Splitting it is a swarm
detractor
preventer,
per
generally.
swarm preventer? Okay.
Generally,
Swarm prevention technique. Okay. Okay.
swarm prevention technique. Yep. I basically,
Gotcha.
they lay the eggs in the swarm cells, and then before the swarm cells hatch, the old queen flies out with a third of the bees or half of the bees to go to a new place. And so instead of allowing that to happen, and I caught them at the very beginning, like there were eggs in queen cups, which turns them into queen cells that like barely. So within 3 days of laying, because eggs turn into larvae after 3 days. Anyway, so I took the queen and put her in a new hive as if like you're doing an artificial swarm, basically taking a bunch of the bees, putting her in a new hive. And then the rest of the bees that are left behind are like, hey, they swarmed. And she's like, oh, we swarmed, and now we have a new place. So,
so the bees in the old hive are going to raise themselves a new queen.
Exactly
gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
At which they already have started because they were going to swarm in the first place.
Right.
So now they will generally not. I mean, anyway. There's obviously it's all probabilities, not certainties. But anyway, so now I have 2.
Okay.
Well,
nice.
I have 1 and a probability of a second, and then this Saturday I get my other 2. So I'm looking forward to it.
So you have 4.
I will have 3 plus a probability of a 4th.
Okay.
Because
you still might swarm.
Queens get eaten. Well, there's lots of stuff that happen. Like there are many sequences that all have to succeed, and if you have a P of 0.9 times 3 steps,
step 3,
0.9 times 0.9 times 0.9. Eventually, you get to like a 70 or a 50% probability of everything happening.
Gotcha.
And you're like, anyway.
Okay.
So, but that's okay. Anyway, I'm excited, and it was like 80 degrees today, so.
It was very nice today.
It was nice.
But the problem at my house when it's very nice is I'm in a north-facing walkout basement office, and I forgot to close the vents, and it was hot upstairs, so of course the family turns on the AC, and it just blows freezing cold air in the basement, which is already cold. And I was wearing a jacket downstairs, and they're upstairs in shorts and T-shirts. And I'm like,
something's wrong here.
Yeah. So I now have all the vents closed, which will help now that we're into air conditioning season. So, anyways.
Yeah. How about you? How was your weekend?
So my weekend I got this bug in the back of my head on a game that I think would be fun to code up. And I thought, I should try to learn, Unity or Unreal or one of those, gaming framework. Even though my game idea is really just a 2-dimensional puzzle game.
Okay.
I thought, Unity and Unreal are way overkill for what I was trying to do.
I watched a lot of YouTube videos about Unity during COVID for some reason. Anyway.
So I swapped the iOS Game Kit and Sprite Kit, and those are much simpler frameworks, and they're more geared towards what I'm trying to do, but now it's learning. I just kind of spent most of the weekend either reading that or figuring it out. And then I also picked up a new book. It's called The Boomerang.
Boomerang.
I don't know. I don't remember exactly where I got it, but I'm only a few chapters in. I think I'm on chapter 6. But so far the plot is the president has cancer, and apparently there's this secret medicine that cures cancer, but we're keeping it a big secret because there is so much money in medical research and cancer research that if we actually discovered a cure or let the cure out, it would ruin the economy. I don't know.
Wait, so this is fiction?
Yeah. It's I don't know much about it. So.
Speculative fiction.
Yes, I just just started reading it. So that was kind of my weekend. It was mostly reading, either how to write little iPhone games or this book I just started this weekend. So that was my weekend. Mostly reading.
That's fun. That's totally fun.
Of some sort.
It was
I
great.
had a nice time.
It was a great was a great weather weekend. We actually, even last night, we took the cover off of, we got this table, I guess, on our back porch with a fire ring, and we bought it last year, and we've never even turned on the fire, but we did last night. It was nice sitting around outside with I mean, it was a fancy dinner of hot dogs, but I grilled hot dogs, and it was awesome. We did not grill them over the fire of the table. Sorry, that would have been a little funny. I mean, I don't know. If my kids were like 10 years younger, they'd totally want to make s'mores there. But yeah. Anyway, it was very pleasant. It was very pleasant.
Nice.
Yeah. So hey, how about a topic this week? It's been a busy week.
Yeah. So we've been digging into AI a lot, and Anthropic. They do the Claude LLMs. They have been in the news. I think we talked about them before on some of their efforts to be very open and transparent of how their models work, and how they do the prompt tuning and all that kind of stuff. So they actually released a news article or a news report on some case studies on how actors, they say actors, but I guess it's probably bad actors or unintentionally bad actors, have misused the Anthropic models.
Okay.
And steps that they're taking to detect and counter the misuse. And they're trying to share this so that other folks who are building these models will be able to learn from their mistakes. Anyway, so a couple of the different things, I just want to talk about a few of them. Like the one note in this article is the most novel case of misuse detected was a professional influence as a service operation that showcased a distinct evolution of how actors are leveraging LLMs for influence operation campaigns.
Okay.
And they used Claude not just for content generation, but also to decide when social media bot accounts would comment, like, or reshare posts from authentic social media users. So, and it's got there's a full report that an additional report from this. This is just kind of like the highlights. Two other highlights I want to just mention because they're kind of more security related. Recruitment fraud campaign, real-time language sanitization for scamming. They identified and banned an actor for conducting recruitment fraud targeting job seekers primarily in Eastern European countries. The campaign demonstrates how threat actors are using AI for real-time language sanitization to make their scams more convincing.
Interesting.
So the actor profile was the operation demonstrated moderately sophisticated social engineering techniques impersonating hiring managers from legitimate companies to establish credibility. And they used Claude primarily for four things. Requesting language refinement to improve their professionalism of their communications, developing more convincing recruitment narratives, creating interview questions and scenarios, and formatting messages to appear more legitimate. All four of those things are probably something a legitimate actor would also use an LLM for.
Right.
So that's interesting.
Totally. There. And something that used to be a hallmark of scams or unprofessional communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now there is that. The second case study they talk a little bit about is a novice threat actor enabled to create malware. So they identified and banned a novice actor leveraging Claude to improve their technical capabilities and developing malicious tools beyond their actual skill level. I don't know how they actually assert that, but that's what they did. And so the observed behavior was the actor was evolving simple scripts into sophisticated systems. So they took some open source toolkits with basic functionality you can find off the shelf, and then would use Claude to augment that with facial recognition, dark web scanning, and their malware builder evolved from a simple batch script generator to a comprehensive graphical user interface for generating undetectable malicious payloads, with particular emphasis on evading security controls and maintaining persistent access to compromised systems. So that's what these LLMs allow.
Interesting.
The script kiddies, as old guys like us would say, to do. So anyways, there's a number of other case studies, and the full report is a lot more detailed, but that's what I brought for today. It's just kind of hey, using AI for bad. It's out there.
They become prompt kiddies.
Yeah, script kiddies. Now we got prompt kiddies. I like it. We should coin it right now. Make that the title of the podcast.
There you go.
Prompt kiddies.
I don't know.
Done.
Maybe somebody else did that already. Who knows?
Google will tell me here in a sec.
All right. What day is today, Eric, as we're recording this?
A Thursday.
It is Thursday, May the 1st.
Yes.
May the 1st is World Password Day.
Oh, that's right.
Evidently.
I forgot it.
So
I think we've talked about it in past.
May I did not even
over the last 7 years.
I did not even look, but I know how much you love passwords. And yes, we've talked about passwords a lot in the last several years. So
I love passwords so much I wish they would go away.
Exactly. So evidently the FIDO Alliance is trying to leave World Password Day behind and celebrate the very first World Passkey Day. And Microsoft is trying.
Clever.
Microsoft is joining them. So they
don't even have to change their logo or their acronym.
Nope, they don't. They don't.
Nice.
Everything still works, just like passkeys. So, so this is a Microsoft blog post I'll put in here. I didn't pull that much out, but the first quote here is that, as the world shifts from passwords to passkeys, we're excited to join the FIDO Alliance in leaving World Password Day behind to celebrate the very first World Passkey Day. To commemorate this renaming, Microsoft and dozens of other organizations have taken the Passkey Pledge to work toward increasing the implementation and adoption of passkeys over the coming year. For Microsoft, taking the pledge continues our commitment to a future where every sign-in is simple and secure. And, in particular, the two things I pulled out were that new accounts are passwordless by default. And so, new users who create accounts, it says will have several passwordless options for signing into their account, and they'll never need to enroll a password. Obviously, existing users can visit their account to delete their password.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is that passwordless will be the preferred sign-in. So they've evidently done some tests, and
Big fan.
Instead of showing you all the possible ways for you to sign in, we automatically detect the best available method, set that as the default. And it says the simplified experience gets you sign in faster, and in our experiments has reduced password use by over 20%. As more people enroll passkeys, the number of password authentications will continue to decline until we can eventually remove password support altogether. There you go. World Passkey Day.
Nice. I'm in.
There you go.
Count me in.
Did I not get to coin the word prompt kitty?
Sorry. It's already prompt kitty. Noun, hacker lingo, a threat actor who relies on LLMs or LLM agents to conduct their hacking and refuses to bother to learn how any of it works. The prompt kitty is a contemptible, lower-skilled version of the script kiddie, and similarly flies in the face of all that the hacker subculture stands for. The pursuit of knowledge, respect for skills, and motivation to self-teach are just three of the hacker ideals that the prompt kitty ignores. There you go. So,
all right. But that definition was posted April 24th, 2024. So swing and a miss.
Not too long ago.
By a week.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
By a year and a week.
Oh, this is 2025. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, fine. Time. Hey, a friend of mine tells me that time is hard.
He's a smart guy.
He is. Okay. All right. So that was my first like half topic. So happy World Password Day. The second
Passkey
topic.
Day.
Gosh, thank you. I need like my
I need to not do
I need my other, no, the whole point. Bye passwords. Hello passkeys.
that.
Um,
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
But my second topic
Yeah.
is
Uh-huh.
the FBI's annual Internet Crime Complaint Center report, which I looked, we have talked about at least twice before,
Uh-huh.
long ago, but is out. And so there's some data here that's interesting.
Uh-huh.
It says cyber criminals and online scammers stole a record $16.6 billion last year. That's the sort of headline figure from the IC3 report. That's up from 12.5 billion reported in 2023. Although this is only numbers that have been reported to the FBI. So, the actual number is presumably well north of there, but these are the ones for the 859,532 complaints that the FBI's Crime Complaint Center received last year, 16.6 billion. So who knows what percent of the actual losses there are. There's some just some interesting data in here. I pulled out some charts that I'll talk through a couple of the things in there at least. But so a couple other things before there is fake toll scams, which we have seen.
I'm sure everybody has got one of those.
Yeah, everyone has. I feel bad for the legit Easy Pass.
Yeah.
But it says they had 58,271 complaints and almost $130,000 in reported losses. And it says NBC News reported in March at least some of those scams are tied to a Chinese-speaking cyber criminal syndicate that has advertised on Telegram. So interesting.
Okay.
The biggest scam victims were people 60 and older who reported...
No surprise there.
Yeah, reported more than $4.8 billion lost. Older victims were also the most likely to say that cryptocurrency was involved in a scam that targeted them. Complaints referencing cryptocurrency accounted for $2.8 billion among that age group. And final kind of factoid in this area was money reported lost to investment scams has rapidly increased in recent years, jumping from $3.3 billion in 2022 to 4.6 in 23 and 6.6 billion in 24. So that's where the money is.
Yep.
So, which also the first kind of chart I pulled out is, why, I guess this is the complaint count by age group. And losses. So under 20 had like lots of complaints, but not a lot of losses. Yeah. Probably don't have a lot of money. 17,990, 18,000 complaints essentially for $22 million. But the 60 plus age group obviously had the most complaints, at almost 150,000 and almost $5 billion lost.
That's 33 billion or 33,000 per complaint.
Per complaint.
If I'm doing my math right.
I did that math. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Wow.
It's a lot. The top 5 crime types, they say, are phishing, extortion, personal data breach, non-payment, non-delivery, and investment. So those are the top 5. Oh, I guess tech support is number 6. So I have to kind of say that.
Tech support scams.
Tech support scams. Yeah. So that's the top 5 complaints, which, Yeah, totally. And there's lots of others: business email compromise, identity theft, employment,
Mm-hmm.
romance, et cetera, et cetera. So lots of good data there. By losses, investment was number one at the 6.5. Business email compromise was number two at 2.7 billion. Tech support scams, even though they weren't the most counted complaints, accounts for 1.46 billion. Personal data breach for 1.45 billion, and then it jumps quite a bit down for non-payment, non-delivery for 785 million, I guess, and then confidence, romance, etc. So, quite a bit of data in this report. It's a quite a large report, but okay. Nice. I pulled out two more data facts out of this. There was a whole section on sort of ways the FBI is trying to help, but one of them is what they called Operation Level Up, which it said it was launched in January of 24. This operation identified victims of cryptocurrency investment fraud and notified them of the scam. It was this operation was initiated with the support of agents from FBI and the U.S. Secret Service. Cryptocurrency investment fraud, also known as pig butchering, is a confidence-based scam, blah, blah, blah. So they said they proactively contacted 4,300 victims of cryptocurrency investment fraud. 76% of those victims were unaware they were being scammed, and the estimated savings to victims was $285 million. So... Well.
Thank you.
That was an interesting one to pull out. And then the final fact I pulled out of this, at least for the stuff that I was looking at here, there's a bunch more, but was top international destinations for fraudulent wire transactions. Number one, Hong Kong, then Vietnam, Mexico, Philippines, India, China. So kind of but Hong Kong was almost 3x China. Over 3,000 to just under 1,300. Interesting, though. I mean, Hong Kong and China are a little close these days. But anyway, that's the thing. The FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center annual report.
Nice.
There you go. How about something fun?
So you know me and my penchant for weird-looking electric vehicles. So click on the link.
Opening link.
Slate. It's a little fully electric pickup truck called Slate, and it looks like a little Toyota from the 80s or a Ford Ranger from the 80s. It's a small little pickup. Now, this one was interesting to me because it's only going to be 20 grand.
What?
But it is also a blank slate. It doesn't come with a radio. It doesn't come with anything.
What does that mean? Like you just get the chassis?
Well, you get the pickup, and then what their goal is they're going to develop an ecosystem of third-party accessory providers. So they've open sourced everything on the inside of the truck.
I love that.
So that if you want to, and they've made it comes in one color, like the old Model T. It comes in gray, and that's you're good. But if you want interior dash lighting, if you want an interior stereo, if you want CarPlay on the interior, if you want anything that you can get, and the back, they even have a conversion kit so that you can turn it into kind of like a 4-seater. It's just a 2-seater pickup, but they've got all these conversion kits, and they've posted everything. So it looks kind of cool. If you just scroll through the pictures, there's the whole point is you get a blank slate, and then you go to these third-party, accessory providers, and you can wrap it in whatever color you want. You can turn it into, whatever you want it to do or need it to do. And it was only $50 to reserve one. They're not going to be out till 2027. Well, neither's the other truck I got, or that I pre-ordered. But I thought it was a clever idea. No idea if it'll pan out for
It's
them.
totally clever. How far will it drive?
It depends. They got the two battery motors. I think it's 200. I gotta find I don't remember what the. Um, yeah, let's see.
I'm looking.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Here we go. 150 to 240.
There you go. Yeah, battery range. So there's like two battery packs. Anyways, so it looked kind of fun.
Okay, this
for $50.
This I could totally see. And
I mean,
and what is it? They're thinking 20 grand.
That's what they're targeting. They're
Base.
targeting 20 grand for the base, and then you, not through them, through what they're hoping to do is build a bunch of. I think they'll have some things like, I think they've said, we have a stereo plug-in, and
Yeah.
you can do some wraps, and they've got some other things that, it's fully customizable, but you buy the slate, the blank slate, and then you add things
I
to
think
it.
that's very clever.
So
I had not seen this, but I think this is very clever.
yeah, for $50, I thought in 2027 maybe that'll be an interesting. Maybe I won't get the other little pickup truck, and I'll get a regular
what are
human car.
slatelets? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'll have to poke around on this. I might throw $50 in for I don't know.
I mean, for just a little, like, I occasionally would like a pickup truck. I don't know that I need one permanently to drive for a long distance, but if we're going to be at home and we have family come visit and, hey, they need a vehicle to drive around, maybe this will be a nice, relatively inexpensive, depending on how much stuff you want to add to it, extra car. I don't know. Anyways, I thought it was cool. A cool concept, cool idea. Go check out slate.auto.
Okay. Okay, that's very clever. I like that. I like that a lot. So compared to that other ugly thing that I forget the name of already, Timu? No.
Tello.
Tello.
Tello trucks.
Tello. Anyway, no offense, Tello.
No, none taken.
But okay, that slate looks interesting. Okay. My son has clearly been watching YouTube videos of people writing software where software should not be written. So he sent me this video, which I was like, people have too much time on their hands, but amazing. So this is creating a game called Geometry Dash in vanilla Minecraft using nothing but Redstone.
Okay.
So they literally have to figure out how to, like, what are the sprites, like what are they going to display the game on, because it's got a display in Minecraft, so they display it on a map. Because you can have a map that projects and the 3D terrain into 2D. So how do you build a screen? And then they have to figure out, well, how do you put sprites onto the screen? And they can basically project sprites on. And anyway, like, it's a 30-minute video that is like, I think it said that it took him 6 months to do this. And I completely believe it. Because, from a software perspective, I asked Gemini, is Redstone in Minecraft Turing complete? And Gemini says, yes, Redstone in Minecraft is Turing complete. This means that with Redstone, it is theoretically possible to build a computer that can perform any computation that a standard computer can. While it's impractical and would be incredibly complex, the basic building blocks of a computer, like logic gates and memory, can be constructed using Redstone. Okay. And he does. Or, yeah, I think it was insane. So there you go. So Geometry
Next up, Doom.
Dash. Oh, I'm sure that's already. Well, maybe not. I don't know.
No, I'm sure it has.
Yeah. But this is insane. But effectively, since like Redstone has like 16 levels that you can have, it basically let him have 15 sprites. Anyway, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's crazy. It's insane. People are very creative. People are very creative, and given people the tools like a blank slate, people will go wild. So anyway, I thought that was cool. I really appreciated it. And I think that it would drive me mad, but that's okay. There are many people in the world that, and I'm happy that these types of people put their stuff on YouTube.
Of course, there is Doom, Minecraft, Redstone.
Of course there is.
I've already found the video.
Of course. Of course.
This is hilarious.
Of course. So check it out. Check it out. There you go.
Yep.
All right, my
Good
friend.
stuff.
Have a great night.
All right. See you, John.
I'll talk to you later. Bye, Eric.
Bye.